Hey, VA Nation, Jeff Newton here with National VA Loans, powered by Stride Bank. Today, we're going to dive into the world of bankruptcy and how we can have a path to homeownership through the VA loan, even after or during a bankruptcy. Let's get after it. All right, guys, Jeff Newton here, Regional Loan Manager, National VA Loans, powered by Stride Bank. And I want to touch on a pretty important subject because it does happen. And I'm a firm believer that life happens. Life's not easy; it's hard, and a lot of times when between trying to manage your world and manage your money, it can get confusing. So bankruptcy does happen, but the good news is there is a path to homeownership after bankruptcy, and that's the important part for you veterans out there. So and active duty service members. So let's kind of talk about it. Let's talk about the difference between the two different types of bankruptcies that we're going to see on a most regular basis. Number one is the Chapter 7. Now, of course, I'll just read here. This discharges most types of debt, but it comes with a waiting period before you can qualify for a VA loan. Typically, lenders require you to wait at least 2 years from the discharge date of your Chapter 7. And then the second kind is Chapter 13. This option involves a court-approved repayment plan to manage your debts. You may be eligible for a VA loan while you're still in a Chapter 13, as long as you've consistently made your payments for at least 1 year and have trustees' approval. Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit. So we'll start with the Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Again, like it said, it does involve all of your debts. You're typically discharging debts, so it's kind of a you're wiped clean, as they say. You're washed clean of debts, and it's a start fresh kind of deal. Um, During these Chapter 7 proceedings, nothing, you can't purchase a home, you can't refinance your home. Of course, you can in most cases. Now, of course, these are going through courts and attorneys and all that. But in most cases, if you do own a home currently, you're going to be able to retain that home, and or reaffirm it, I guess is what they say. But during the proceedings of a Chapter 7, you are not going to be able to purchase, refinance, or anything like that on your current home. Now, at the end of 2 years, and when we say 2 years, you're going to get a discharge date on that Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And so if your discharge date was March 30th of 2022, then on March 31st or April 1st, you're able to apply for your new VA home loan and could potentially go in and buy a new home. Now, in the Chapter 13, it's a little bit different. In Chapter 13, like it said in the description, is a is a repayment plan. During this repayment plan, you're going to be making monthly payments to the trustee every month, and they're going to be paying back a portion of your creditors. Now, during this process, once you've established 1 year worth of payment history with the trustee, you are allowed to, with trustee approval, to purchase a home. You are allowed to refinance your current home and pay off the entire Chapter 13, and actually get out of it even quicker, which is, we've actually done a lot of those where someone's able to pay off and get out of their Chapter 13 entirely and get it done quicker. But after 12 months of good payments, you are able to purchase a new home on a Chapter 13, which is pretty nice that the VA has that allows you to do that during that Chapter 13 process. Okay, so now we've kind of covered the processes and what is allowed and what isn't allowed. But let's talk about what you should be doing during this process. Building a case for a VA loan. When when we talk about this, and when I talk to any of our clients, and whether they're active duty or they're veterans, when we talk about building credit, we want to, especially during this VA process, we want to make sure that you are taking out, let's say you're in a Chapter 7 and you've discharged all your debts and everything's been wiped clean. During that 2 years, while you're waiting to be able to utilize the VA loan again, you're going to want to build credit. So you're going to take out some small credit cards. Obviously, you don't want to do the things that got you in the situation in the first place, but you do need to rebuild credit. Sometimes that means you're going to need to take out a credit card that is a secured credit card, to where you're going to deposit money, and then you can use that money and do it on a monthly basis, and it helps increase your credit, helps show that you're able to manage the credit cards, and then eventually you'll be able to get an unsecured credit card. Um, During that process, again, building credit is so vital. It helps rebuild and prove during that 2-year payment or 2 years that you're waiting from the discharge to the 2-year waiting period, that you've been able to rebuild credit. You show the ability to pay on time, and by doing these things, it helps you get in line and get approved for your next VA loan. The maintaining stable employment, that is always big. Oh, you know what? I do want to go back to rebuilding credit during that chapter. If you're in a chapter 13, during that year that you are the first year that you're making payments on your chapter 13, you want to do the same thing. You want to find small credit cards that you can advance, and start making consistent small payments on. You don't want to use the full amount. So if you get a credit card, and a lot of times, keep in mind, a lot of times these credit cards may only be $300 or $300 limits, and then they'll slowly increase those limits for you. But you want to make sure to maintain that credit and to keep building. Maintain stable employment. Yes, obviously things change, and you might find a new employer, but maintaining a stable employment and a good history where there's no job gaps and things like that are kind of what's expected during that process. And then gathering documents. The biggest thing that I know that lenders want is you're going to want to have a reason for the BK, and not only that, a reason that it's not going to happen again. And obviously, in most situations, the reason for the BK, think again, life gets in the way, and things happen, and there are deaths and illnesses and some things that are just outside of your control. But the reason, you want to have a good solid reason for why that bankruptcy was there in the first place. Uh, those are just a few of the things that you can do during the bankruptcy to help you move past it and become a homeowner again, or move past it and refinance to a lower interest rate and things along those lines. Of course, guys, if you have any questions about this, you can give us a call anytime at 855-956-4040. We are always, all of our VA specialists here with National VA Loans and Stride Bank are always happy to answer any questions that you might have about the BK process, as far as it pertains to a VA home loan. Of course, if you're considering bankruptcy, or if you think it's a way you need to go, and you do own a home, but you just have a lot of debt, right now there's a lot of equity in it. So there may be something where your home's equity could, for a lack of better terms, bail you out and cover up some debt and get it paid off for you, so everything's a little bit more manageable. Of course, again, any of our VA specialists are happy to answer any questions at all when it comes to this. And you can call us 855-956-4040. I know the world of bankruptcy can be a little bit daunting, and how it works with the VA loan can be difficult and hard to understand, but that's what we're here for. So 855-956-4040. Now, if you have hit that 2-year waiting period and you're past your chapter 7, or if you've been in the home or in the chapter 13 for a year, and you've made adequate and payments on time, and you've started to rebuild your credit, or you have questions about rebuilding your credit and you want to get everything applied for now, check us out at nationalapplynow.com, and just go ahead and get the application in, and everything can get started, so that you know exactly what's going on and see what you can qualify for. Of course, for more videos like this, check us out at youtube.com/National VA Loans. And we always have updates and everything you're going to need right there, so that you know exactly what's going on. Again, right here, you can call us 855-956-4040. That's 855-956-4040. Guys, until next time, we really appreciate everything you've done for us, for our country, and we hope you have a great day and everything is going good. If you need anything from us, it's 855-956-4040. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for all you do, and God bless.